Hey guys, I'm RiggyRob, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. So, last time we managed to complete Chapter 17, Serenity and Ruin, with the 6 enemy bosses, and it was a pretty damn difficult chapter. It took all of the rewinds I had, making use of all the emblems that were available to me, and we only just scraped by. And I've seen as well online that that's not an unusual thing, because, you know, it is a big difficulty spike, but there are more difficulty spikes to come. So I've kind of made a decision that I am going to be turning the difficulty down on my playthrough from now on. Because we took 3 hours to do the map, and we did it, but imagine if it had been 3 hours of doing the map and then not actually finishing it. So, yeah, for my own sanity, I'm gonna turn it down, mainly because I don't really have the time to spend on doing a map for 3 hours anymore. Like, I'm barely able to stream as it is, and, you know, spending that long on a map and not actually finishing it. I mean, I turned the difficulty down on the Fell Xenologue, and that felt outrageously unbalanced. This wasn't unbalanced, I think. Like, I was able to make use of strategy to do it, but yeah, like, it feels like you have to make use of everything that is available to you. And speaking of, we now have Sigurd again, and everyone has Canter. So everyone, well, apart from a couple of people that I wasn't using anyway, because they don't have the SP requirement to do it. But yes, pretty much everyone has Canter. I might try and give Diamant Canter, because he doesn't have it, and you could probably do with using it. But one of the things that I think is kind of awkward about me playing the game in this way is I would like to be able to sort of customize my people and give them, you know, unique builds, I guess. But that does take a lot of effort and time to actually think about who's going to do what. And also, it's kind of something you do on your second playthrough. Like, if you don't know what's coming up, you don't know who's best at doing what. Like, Canter is a great skill because everyone uses it effectively. Being able to move after doing an action is always useful, regardless of whether you're attacking or healing or whatever it may be. But giving people, like, let's say we have, oh, Diamant actually can get the skill anyway. Like, let's see, so for example, if we gave Diamant quick riposte for Hector, right? Would that be useful for him? Because I don't know how often he's going to stay at above 80% HP. And then quick riposte plus 60% HP, so it obviously gets better. But 3000 SP is way too much of a cost to try and get that skill. It's an end game skill that you will only ever get, well, at the end game. It's meant more for being able to do the Tempest trials, the Relay trials, stuff like that. I think we can get rid of Star Sphere for this. We don't need the XP as much. I said lineage, Star Sphere instead of lineage, that's what I'm getting rid of. And yeah, it's just that I can see why this is like the best Fire Emblem game, modern Fire Emblem game, for a gameplay perspective, because you get so many options available to you. You can customize your characters, you can make specific optimized builds, and you can test them against, you know, online PvP almost, and say, oh yeah, my build is better than yours. But for a person that's trying to play the story and play the normal game, and I don't know what's coming up, and I kind of don't know what skills people have available, like, it's just, you know, it's not really great. The other thing as well is that we now have the ability to buy Master Seals infinitely. And saying that, I'm at the point of the game where I don't really need them anymore, you know? Mainly because most of the units we will get from now on are promoted, or they're in a special class. So I've got a couple of people that are maxed out. I think I was going to make Fram an enchanter, but I don't have the knives proficiency. But yeah, you know, I might as well do it just for completeness, just to say everyone is upgraded, and then it also means that I can second seal them into different things. So yeah, let's go ahead and make Clan. I said I was going to make him into like the canon classes. Whether that is actually usable, I don't know, but I'm not using Clan anyway, really, so I'll change him into a Sage. But yeah, I think I said it last time, how if you try and compare the units that you get, Clan against Gregory, for example, is just, he is outclassed so much. I think they're right next to each other so I can make the comparison. Not quite. So yeah, 25, 13, 13, 13, 25. 25, 13, 13, 13, 25. So he's a lot better in dex and speed, but, you know, for being an actual mage attacking, he's got 9 less magic, and he's got 3 less resistance. So, yeah, it's just like, you can't use these people, unfortunately. But yeah, so he was doing Etier. So I think she can be a sniper. Again, she's kind of outclassed in that regard, because Alchrist exists. I mean, technically I could make her into a warrior, I guess, to make use of her strength growth, but no, I think she's probably best as sniper. No, not best as, I keep saying best as. Her canon class would be sniper. And I'm assuming that's why these people have S ranks in their chosen weapon type. Because that's kind of like, you really don't get any resistance. Wow. So that's kind of like what I envisage them. Like, I could make them a warrior, and that would be handy, but I don't know. Who else? Anna. Anna is an awkward one, because in theory, she has a really high... Like, her resistance is capped out, and yet she starts off in an axe class, and I can't make her into a sage, because I don't have the tome or the stave proficiency. So it's really weird. I think I might as well make her into Berserker? Is it a warrior is what she's best as? Like, that's where she's blue in her proficiency. I guess technically she would be best as a warrior, like canon class as a warrior rather than a berserker. Berserker doesn't really fit her, it fits Panette more. You know? But yeah, like I said, I'm kind of doing this just for completeness. I'm not actually going to be actively using these people. We've kind of settled on our good team at the moment. We might get more people, and they might be even better. But yeah, this feels like what we're going with. Lapis. Like, Lapis compared to Diamant would be just underwhelming. So I'm going to make her into a Swordmaster. And even then, she's underwhelming compared to Kagetsu. But I think she's probably... I guess she actually would fit more as a hero. Like, Kagetsu as a Swordmaster makes sense. Lapis is armored. Heroes are more likely to be armored. She's more like Gold Mary. So sword and axes. Yeah, I guess I'd change her into hero. I can't really see what a canon class of her would be apart from, well, Swordmaster. Yeah, like, usually you don't see Swordmasters wearing capes. So, yeah. And then I've got one more person, I think. Who is it? Oh no, it's 2 actually, Amber. Oh yeah, Amber. Who would Amber be? Amber would be a paladin, because he can't do anything else. Yeah, that makes sense. Again, he's a worse Alfred, but yeah. So yeah, I am going to turn the difficulty down, because I've heard that Chapter 17 is a difficulty spike, but there are paralogs that are bad as well. And yeah, I can't do it. Like I said, it's bad enough trying to actually do streams and then spending so much time on doing it just isn't going to work. So general, I suppose what I'm seeing is I'm promoting into an advanced class, but then I can immediately second seal into something else because I'm getting limited options. Oh wow, that's a giant shield. Like, I'm getting limited options initially, but once I've got this, more options become available. Now she can be a paladin or an axe flyer. So, yeah. And then, who's left? Is that it? Was Jade the last one? Alright, Jade was the last one. Oh, no. Yes, Fran was going to be an enchanter, but she doesn't have the proficiency to do so. So, yeah. So, it's like... It would be really nice if things were cheaper, like the cost for skills were cheaper, so you could play around a little bit more. But then that would be unbalanced for the main playthrough. And I can see why the devs didn't want to do it that way, but yeah. And yeah, so everyone is an advanced class now, so I don't actually need Master Seals anymore. But oh well. We also went to the fortune teller. The fortune teller doesn't seem to actually do anything, so yeah. And I've not really been doing anything else around the Somnial. Like, yeah, strength training and wyvern riding and so on. Like, it's probably a fun mini game to do, but I'm just not doing it. So, I am going to make a save in this slot. And I'm going to make a save in the top slot. This one, actually. Ooh, do I want to have a slot just before doing the chapter? I guess that would be this one, right? So, I'll make a slot at the very bottom. That'll do it. So, at the very bottom, here. And then I'll never think about, oh yeah, I need to make sure I don't save over the bottom slot. So, let's go ahead and change the difficulty. So, the other thing as well is when it comes to the difficulty between hard mode and normal mode, it's like hard mode is way harder than normal mode. Like, we saw it in Fell Dragon Chapter 3, where you've got double revival stones on a boss compared to 0 revival stones on a boss. So yeah, change the Fell Dragon difficulty. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to change the main game difficulty. Okay, is that a system menu option? Settings? No, how do I change the difficulty of this game then? Difficulty setting, there we go. Alright. You can only lower the game's difficulty. You cannot raise or revert it. Are you sure you want to change the difficulty? Yes, I am. I'm assuming that if I was on maddening mode, it would give me 2 choices to go to hard or to normal, but we are going to change it to normal. And that's kind of a shame as well. It's like you can't change the difficulty up. Like, what's the point, you know? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to save over this slot, because Fell's analog normal difficulty. Save. So we are now on normal classic. In fact, difficulty setting, difficulty cannot be changed from normal. It doesn't even let you choose casual either. That's weird. Because surely if you're wanting to change the difficulty down, you're finding the game too hard. So changing it to casual mode would have been helpful, right? Because I could have done hard casual rather than normal classic. And I don't even get the option to do normal casual. It just reminds me of Pokemon White and Pokemon Black having hard mode and easy mode locked until after you've beaten the game. It's like, what's the point? You've beaten the game at that point. So anyway, so we have officially changed the difficulty down to normal classic. And yeah, I think I'll just go straight into the next chapter. Again, I've got the next... I have the save slot for doing it on hard classic, if I ever want to go back and do it that way. But yeah. So, Chapter 18, Route to Elusia. Having learned the truth about Vale, the party heads to Elusia where the Fell Dragon waits. Begin the chapter. So I know there are 26 story chapters. I think it's like 25 chapters and then the epilogue, perhaps. But there's obviously all the paralogues as well, so...
Vale gave the ring of the Holy Knight to the Divine Dragon.
Apologies, my lord.
The ring of Azure Twins lost as well. Twice my 4 hounds failed me. You do understand the gravity of all this?
Yes.
I didn't realize, but his third eye in the middle of his head is independent.
And Vale?
Still in a deep slumber. No matter how much I amplify her draconic impulses, she won't awaken.
She refuses her true nature. In that case, take this.
Ooh, fancy tiara.
What is it?
An enchanted helmet. It will strengthen the spell you cast on her. My power with your spell will correct what is wrong with Vale.
I see.
Keep it safe. Use it when the time is right.
Of course. As you will it. There is something else I would like to discuss.
What?
Pardon me, Lord Sombron, but Lady Vale is your only child, correct?
I mean, probably not.
My only living child?
Yes.
That is correct.
Of course. I was speaking from fear, not fact. Forgive me.
Why ask such a thing?
Vale believes one of her siblings is alive. I thought it best to raise with you. She spoke of an unbroken dragonstone. But she must be mistaken. We both know the truth. Your children were killed in the war 1,000 years ago, all but Vale. I remember one who stood above the rest, with hair and eyes like fire.
Red hair.
What was the name again? Something like...
Zephyr.
No, not that name.
My lord.
I do not remember all my children's names or faces, but that one I killed myself.
Yes.
Moments later, I was imprisoned. Did you collect the body?
Did you do your job?
I did not.
Then I rescind what I said. The answer is no. And if you find that offspring, bring me a corpse this time.
I do like the facial expression change on that.
Yes, Lord Sombron. As you wish.
I wonder who the sibling could be.
Thanks for arranging this ship for us, Alfred.
Thank my mother, not me. When I said we were headed to Elusia, she got one of the fleet's finest lined up.
How was everything at the capital?
Well enough. There haven't been any attacks since we left for Brodia.
What a relief.
I told Mother what the other side's been up to. How they're after sovereign blood. She was shocked, of course, to hear about King Morian and King Hyacinth.
Understandably so.
As for the destruction at Flora Port, the royal family will spare no expense on aid. Though it may be years before the harbor is returned to its original beauty.
We must defeat the Fell Dragon so that such horrors never happen again.
What's our plan? When we arrive, do we head straight for Elusia Castle?
First, we should try to learn what we can from the Elusian people. Rings or no rings, if we don't know what we're up against, we could lose everything. Besides, there's something I need to find out.
And what's that?
Whether Vale is all right.
From our vantage, the hounds certainly didn't seem pleased.
They may attempt to erase her personality. If anyone can do it, that woman can.
I know Vale killed my mother. Nothing we've learned changes that.
How do you redeem the irredeemable? Rafal, tell us.
But I can't help but worry about her. I hope she's not hurt.
Yes, I suppose she's a victim in this too. And she did risk her neck to give us the ring.
Or it was all an act and she's just our trust to stab us in the back. Again.
That's worth considering. We don't know enough to rule anything out.
Still, I want to trust her.
Divine One, excuse me. 2 ships flying Elusian colors approach from ahead.
Any sign of the hounds?
None. However, it appears the enemy intends to attack us.
Then we've got no choice but to fight them on the water. Prepare for battle, everyone.
I find it interesting that Hortensia and Alchrist are not involved in this conversation. Fogado as well. It's like, oh, you really are forgotten by the story at this point. But, to be fair, they are more useful in combat, so... yeah. Alright, so, Chapter 18, The Cold Voyage. Let's have a look, see who we're bringing. Boucheron, you really didn't do anything of note. So I'm going to not bring you, and I'm going to bring Alchrist instead. Or Ivy? Nah, probably Alchrist. I have a feeling this map will have some flyers. There's an Illusion Soldier, 27 magic attack, 17 speed. That was probably like 30 and 24. There's a chest up there. Yep, those are the flyers. Let's have a look at the flyer. Oh, hello, Revival Stone. Oh, hello. Rhyme. Berserker. And her skill is Cornered Beast. 50% HP at less at the start of the combat grants crit plus 30. Okay. She probably had 2 Revival Stones on hard classic mode. Yep. So magic artillery. Well, I mean, for this map, you kind of do want flyers. So how many flyers do we have? We could bring Ivy and Hortensia. Who would we drop in that case? Probably Alfred. Alfred isn't that great stat-wise. I mean, Ike's okay, but yeah. So let's see. So yeah, John's great. Kagetsu's pretty good. Not good strength-wise, but we've got Alchrist as our sniper. Marin could be good. Pandreo's... I just like Pandreo, to be fair. I do need to give like good weapons and items to people as well, now that I think about it. So, Jean, you can have a full heal, a physic, a warp or rescue? Probably rescue. A freeze? Or do I want to give him more... Should probably give him more like actual fighting capability, because he is very good at it. Alright, so Kagetsu's got Folkvanger and 11 Sword and a Wormslayer. That's probably enough. Pandreo, we'll swap out that heal for something else. Physic, yep. Marin, yeah, she's fine. Don't need Flashing Fist Art, so swap that for a standard heal. Rosato's got a Silver Blade, he doesn't need that Silver Blade. He uses lances as well, yeah? Right, so Tomahawk, Silver Axe, Killer Axe, Iron Axe, Spear? Yeah, I guess. Rosato's got, Chloe's got the Fensilier. Yep, Diamant's fine. I don't know if I'm bringing Alfred, but he's got good weapons. Celestia's good. Alchrist has got the best bows available, and they're not that great, actually. Radiant Bow. Bring that, just in case. Okay. Yeah, Celine's kind of fallen off. Like, those stats just aren't good enough to justify bringing her. She's got good utility, but... yeah. Citron... No, I'm not bringing Citron. The choices are whether I bring more flyers or not. So, Ivy and Hortensia. And if so, who am I bringing instead of them? We could do Silence. Could do... yeah, I think Silence is good. Ivy... she's fine. Alright. Who are we not taking? I suppose... Diamant? Is it better? He's quite high level as well. Level 14 is like one of the highest that I have. Yeah, I think instead of Alfred, I'll bring Hortensia as a flying healer. And then... so, I have a lot of magic users. Jean, Pandreo, Celestia... I guess saying that I've got less than I thought. Yeah, you know what? I'll bring Ivy. But who am I bringing instead of Ivy? Diamant. Rosato's my axe user. Kagetsu's my sword user. Marin's daggers. It's fine. I won't bring Ivy. Okay, so we have a flame cannon, 25 attack. So what is the strategy going to actually be? I'll tell you what, you know, 35 attack, 32 attack on these guys isn't nothing. You know? Oh, Lyndon? Hello. A scholar from Elusia has great hunger for knowledge which he feeds with studies and experiments. He's a sage. Weapon Insight. If a unit is equipped with a weapon of lower level than the foes, grants crit plus 20. And he's using Thoron, so yeah. And Spell Harmony. If unit initiates combat with a tome, it grants attack equal to the number of adjacent allies with tomes. Well, that's quite interesting. So yeah, so looking at the map, so we've got archers, sword units, mages, lance units, sword flyers, lancers, mages, axes, axe flyers. Okay. So what is the actual goal for this map? Defeat a Bime or a Bime. A Bime, probably. Well, I do want the chest at the top left, just to see what is inside. I have a feeling there's going to be reinforcements coming from other places. Is there any reason to go left over right, considering that's where Linden and Abiam is? Just for the chest, perhaps? Okay. Well, in that case then, what we will do is we will put our high movement units on that side. And this side we've got Lance. Yeah, we can put Diamant there. Something like that. So 2 emblem spots at the bottom, 2 emblem spots at the top, 1 on the right, 1 on the left. So fairly balanced in that regard. Okay. Right, just have a look at the inventory again. So Liberation, Levin Sword, Brave Sword. Could bring Woe down instead of Alfred. Yep, that's fine. Jean and Camilla, that's fine. Rescue's good. Andreo, yep. Edelgard, yep, okay. Rosado and Tiki, Demon Hector. Hortensia does not have an emblem ring. So Hortensia should have... I don't even know. Probably Veronica instead of Pendreo.
I'll help.
And then Pendreo can have... what? Sigurd, maybe? Don't really think he needs it. Camilla? Edelgard? No, hang on. So who's using someone that doesn't really fit for them? Alchrist and Lucina. Dual Strike, Bonded Shield. I think that's okay. Yeah, I'll take Lucina. And then Alchrist can have Sigurd or Leaf. I'll give him
Lord Sigurd!
Okay. Oh, Irika. Irika's on Boucheron, now that I think about it. Momentum's quite good with being an archer. So, alright. Okay. Let's go ahead and make a save over the same slot. And when we rotate, we will have to make sure that we don't save over it. Alright, let's put Diamant in the middle there. And yeah, so first turn, I guess we're just letting them come to us. Block up the stairways. Yeah, should be fine. Alright, save again. And begin.